everyone, it is time for a new video. I have bubble tea right here and I'm ready to finally do my 22 books that I want to read in 2022. I got very behind with like the beginning of a new year videos. I managed to put up like 3 different videos for favorite books of 2021. So I'm happy about that. I was also gonna do like favorite romance novellas of last year, but I didn't manage to do that, and I decided that soon I'm just gonna make like a video of like my favorite novellas, like all-time favorite novellas, because like most of them I read last year anyways, but today I'm talking about 22 books that I absolutely want to get to. They're all physical books. There would be so much more, but these are some of the like main ones that I own physically, that I'm ready to read. I want to read them as soon as possible. I haven't actually said this yet, but I'm gonna be moving, and so I need to read as many books on my physical TBR as soon as possible, because I can't really take a lot of books with me. And so I really want to get through these books, and they're all super exciting, and I feel like it's enough for the intro. And let's get straight to all the books. The first book that I have here is Royale by Kennedy Ryan. I actually, oh my gosh, this copy, this is, wow. Anyways, this book is one that I got almost exactly after it was released, because it actually came out on my birthday last year, and around that time I was able to buy quite a few books because I got like a gift card and, you know, like all that kind of thing. And so I got it immediately, like there was no question, because I absolutely love Kennedy Ryan. I have read, I think, only like 2 books by her, but the first one was Queen Move, and I fell in love immediately. It was the kind of thing that, like, I read just 1 book by the author, but she became a new all-time favorite immediately, without a doubt. Kennedy Ryan writes really emotional and angsty stories that have a lot of pain in them, and I haven't been able to handle that. But when I can handle it, they are some of the most beautiful stories I've ever read. And I mean, it was mainly Queen Move, so it's 1 story, but you know, and so I'm so excited to read this, but I'm actually saving it. I've been like consciously saving it for when I actually move out, so that I can have this book to look forward to then. And when I'm having a crisis, or I don't know if I'm gonna read it when I'm having a crisis, even though it's like it's angsty, but the kind of thing that, like, you know, I want to cry, and so I'm gonna read an emotional romance. Or if I'm gonna save it for a day when I feel happy, I don't know. But either way, this book is absolutely getting read this year. I've been able to resist it for so long, but I don't want to resist it any longer. So it's happening, and I'm so ready. I just know I'm gonna fucking adore this. Then we have Drag Me Up by R.M. Virtues, which is a Hades and Persephone retelling, and it's adult. It's supposed to be super fun, steamy, and queer in a lot of different ways. RM writes a lot of trans main characters and demisexual main characters and just like queer characters in so many different ways. So if that is the kind of rep you're looking for, and they're also people of color, then you absolutely need to check out RM Virtues. But I actually, I feel like I have been following RM on Twitter for like half a year at least, and I just want to read every single one of his books, and I haven't been able to yet. It's also another case where I really want to get them physically, but I haven't been able to. And this year, I really want to support as many indie authors as I can and buy their books physically, because I have dreams of, you know, having like full indie shelves. Like, I want to do that, and so yes, but it is time for me to read this. I feel like it's going to be just such a quick, fun, wonderful read, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I feel like it's the kind of thing that just like, I know I'm going to love it, but I don't want it to be over already. Then we have Witches Get Stitches by Juliet Cross, which is a book I've also been saving for months. I got this one in the fall, I think, and I was so ready to read it in spooky season, but I was waiting for the perfect time, and I didn't want it to be over before even reading it once again, and I just completely fell in love with Juliet Cross when I started this series. I absolutely adored both the first book and the second book, and I knew I had to get this book physically. I also adore this cover, and they're just like my perfect adult paranormal romances. Like, I used to be obsessed with the shows like The Vampire Diaries and the originals and Teen Wolf and whatever. And they give me like those wonderful, fun, adventurous feelings along with amazing romances. And they're super focused on the romance, and the romances are absolutely wonderful. And it's adult and it's steamy as well. And at the same time, I actually care about the plot in these books. Because one of my issues with fantasy romances and some paranormal romances has been that, like, they're too action-packed, there's, like, too much plot for me. Because I found out that last year especially that I don't really care for plot, and I just want character content. And I feel like these books give me so much wonderful character content that I actually care about the plot that is happening. But I think this is another book that I want to take away with me when I move, because like I need that emotional support, and this book is exactly the kind of book that just I know is going to be super fun and addicting, and it's just going to make my day, and like I'm going to need it. So I absolutely cannot wait to read this, and I'm actually so happy that I've saved it, but I am dying to read it as soon as possible. Then we have, spoiler alert, by Olivia Dade. I can't believe I still haven't read this book. I'm pretty sure it must have been on my 21 books to read in 2021 video, unless, oh my gosh, was it on my, did this book come out in 2020? I actually started it and I was already enjoying it, but it just wasn't the right time, and I have had a video planned, like a reading vlog, to feature this book and other books, and I've had it planned for ages, and I'm so excited for it, but I don't know, for some reason, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But this book is absolutely getting read. I've been dying to read it lately. I need to read it super soon, and I also can't wait to get the second book. So like that is another book I'm absolutely reading this year, but like I don't own it yet, so it is time. I know I'm gonna love it. I love Olivia Dade. Okay, then we have this beautiful book right behind me. I would take it out of the bookshelf, but since it's like facing the front, it would fall, like the whole thing would fall apart. So hopefully it's enough like this, but that is Sweet Hand by N.G. Peltier, and this book is another one that I've had for months, and I'm so excited to read it. It just sounds so good. It is another adult contemporary romance, and it has, I think, rivals to lovers. There's like some food aspects to it, and I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, the heroine and the hero are like the maid of honor and the best man of like their like common friend's wedding, and they are rivals, and then something happens. I don't know if they have to like work together or if there's like fake dating or something. I'm not sure. I have heard people talk about this book and describe it, but I don't fully remember the details. Either way, I think it's gonna be wonderful, and the cover is just everything. And so I can't wait to read this one as well. Then I have From Little Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kahn, and this one is a YA contemporary romance, and I honestly don't know anything about it, and I don't want to know anything about it. And I also feel like I'm not giving you many details on these books in general, but I'm probably going to keep it that way, so I hope no one minds, but this video would be super long otherwise, so yes. But I absolutely adored I Love You So Mochi by the author, and I just knew I had to get this, and then I received it for Christmas, and I just definitely am going to be reading this. It is really long, and I don't love when contemporary books are over like 350 pages, but I love Sarah Kahn, and like it's gonna be wonderful anyways, and so yeah. Moving on to the books right here. I have Gray Hair Don't Care by Karen Booth, which I have also had for a few months. I don't really know anything about it besides the fact that it has a older heroine. She is 47. It says that at 47, newly divorced makeup artist Leila Bennett is dreading her next steps. I want to read more books that have like older main characters, especially in romance, and I feel like if this is like about, the heroine figuring out what to do with her life and like, all of that, like I feel like that kind of story is exactly what I want to read right now. It's like what I'm in the mood for, what I need. all of that. And so I'm super excited to read this. It's also super short, and so definitely gonna be reading this really soon. Then we have a sci-fi book. I am surprised myself, but I actually have quite a few sci-fi books that I've been wanting to get to for ages, and I feel like I'm really gonna love them, but I just haven't been able to get to them yet. And so this is one of the main ones, and that is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. So this is, I think, one of the most popular sci-fi series to my knowledge. And at the beginning of last year, or maybe even before that, I don't know, I'm clearly lost in time, it's fine. I started hearing about this series. It came out, I don't know, like it could have been like 2015 or something. But it came out a while ago, and I never knew it existed until like last year or so. And I started hearing like multiple people talking about it, and the things that they said, I was like, I need this right now. And basically the only thing that I kind of know is that it's a sci-fi series with found family in it, but I also know that like people said that it's super character driven and that it has found family and that it's diverse, and I was like, you literally don't have to tell me anything else, like I'm reading it. And so that is all that I know, and the reviews are amazing, and I actually got the whole series. I got a bundle. And so, like, I don't know, like, a part of me is like, I would love to read the whole series this year, but another part of me is like, I don't know if I should, like, save it for a while. But I also feel like in the bundle, there might be stories that are, like, companions, not, like, in the series. So I might just, like, you know, whatever. Either way, I'm gonna figure it out. But I'm at least reading the first book for sure. I'm super excited. I think it's time. And it's gonna happen. The next book that I have here is another one that I've been dying to read for years, and the time has come, and that is Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. So I have another book. I feel like I should actually start with that. So another book I have on this list that is like technically in some way could be cheating, but I'm not gonna count it as cheating, and that is When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie McLemore. And what I mean is, I just read this book. I finished it literally yesterday, and I had thought about this video and I was gonna film it, and this book was gonna be on there, but then I didn't film the video because I was like starting to take a break, and I was like, I should film this video before I take my break, and I read this book. So I'm including it on this list, but I did already read it, so you know, I'm setting myself up for success. I've already achieved one of the books out of 22. And I fell in love with this book. It was so fucking beautiful. Like, I knew I would love it, and I got such a strong feeling that I had to read it already, and I'm so happy I did because this is such a beautiful book. It is a YA book. It is magical realism. It has a beautiful romance in it and so many like emotional components and like important messages, and like it has trans representation, and it is just like I don't even know where to begin. Like, I don't have the words to describe how beautiful this book is. The characters were wonderful. I would die for them. So that is why I am absolutely reading Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore super soon. And like, while I adore this cover, this is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen in my life. I think that is my favorite one by Anna Marie McLemore, but like, I mean, there's a lot of amazing ones. But yeah, I don't know anything about this book. I generally go into books not knowing much about them, but when it comes to books by my favorite authors or authors who are becoming new favorites, or you know, like when I know the author, I tend to just like, I want the book to surprise me. I want to find out what it's like on my own, you know? And so yeah, but like, I'm already in love with this book. Like, I'm so excited. I'm getting really out of breath, so I feel like I should either take a break or speed this up. But the next book that I have here is so special, and I'm also already in love with it, and I'm so excited for it, and that is Show Us Who You Are by Elle McNichol. So this is a middle grade book, and it is about two young kids, a boy and a girl, One of them has ADHD and the other is autistic, and they become friends. It's about their friendship. It's about being neurodivergent. That is all that I know. That is all that I need to know. I am super excited for it. I have heard amazing things about Elle McNichol and like the neurodivergent representation in these books. I need it immediately, and I'm so excited to read it. I already have like a super special reading vlog planned for this. And I'm so ready. The next book that I have here is Redemptor by Jordan Ifueko, and I think this is the only sequel in this video, and it is the sequel to Raybearer, which I absolutely adored. It has found family once again. I can't wait to read this, and I just know it's gonna be wonderful, you know, and I haven't actually heard a lot of reviews, but I just love the characters so much. It is one of the best found family books that I've ever read. I mean, like the first book. And so I can't wait to see like where the characters go next. The next book is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. And this is yet another sci-fi book. So this is the only other one that I own physically. And I don't remember anything about this. On the top here, it says, rebellious royals, political alliances, a galactic empire on the brink of civil war. It's supposed to have amazing characters. It is queer, I think, and I'm really excited about it. I actually am really getting excited to explore the sci-fi genre. So then I have 4 historical romance books that I am gonna go through super quickly. So I have one book by Megan Frampton, and that is Never a Bride. This is I actually read this series completely out of order because of like how the audiobooks were available to me, and this, with the first book, this is the only book that I have left in that series. I don't own the first one, but I own this one, and so I want to listen to the first one on audio, and once I do that, I'm going to dive into this. I'm super excited. I love this series, and I just know I'm going to love it, so this is absolutely happening. Then we have 2 books by Lauren Heath. So the first one is Falling into Bed with a Duke, and the second one is Lord of Wicked Intentions. So I'm pretty sure they're in different series. And this is the first book in a series, and this is the 3rd book. And I basically was like trying to get some books by Lauren Heath. I had no idea where to start, and this one had some wonderful reviews. After thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I absolutely adore Lauren Heath. She's absolutely become one of my all-time favorite authors. And so I know I'm going to read this whole series. And so I actually want to get the first 2 books first and read those and then read this. So I'm going to save it for a while, but it's still absolutely happening this year, and I'm super excited. And then the last historical romance is Any Duchess Will Do by Tessa Dare, and this is actually the last book now that I have to read in this series, and absolutely adore this series with my entire heart, and I can't wait to read it. So actually I had another pile where I have one more historical romance, and that is The Viscount Made Me Do It by Diana Quincy. So this is another book that I received for Christmas, and I've been dying to get to it, and I read the first book in this series. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read this one. Once again, I have no idea what it's about, but the first one was wonderful. It was really angsty, which doesn't always work for me, but I loved the characters so much, and I can't wait to see what this one is going to be about. Then we have a YA contemporary again, and that is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. So I'm kind of a little bit afraid of this one because Nicola Yoon writes really emotional, bittersweet books, and I love them, but they hurt, and I usually don't have the capacity to read books that hurt me, but I don't know, I feel like I am going to love this, and I absolutely adored the cover. Like, that was one of the main reasons why I got it, but I really love YA contemporary books, and I feel like I am going to love this, and all I know is that the main character doesn't really believe in love, and then she falls in love, and there is dancing in this, which I love to see in books, and I want to read more of, and so I'm super excited to pick this up. Then we have The Royals Next Door by Karina Halley. This is another adult contemporary romance, and I, once again, don't really know anything about this, but it looks like it's a summer romance, and a bodyguard romance and like a royal romance, which like all that together, sign me up. I'm super excited. I haven't really heard a lot about this, but I know that Karina Halley is a very popular author. I have read at least one book by her and really enjoyed it, and so I'm excited for that. Then we have an adult fantasy, which who am I? I don't read any adult fantasy really, but this one is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. Apparently the romance in here is super wonderful, and it's enemies to lovers, and like even though like I struggle with fantasy a little bit, I absolutely adore fantasy with amazing romance. And so I really hope that it's like a really big part of this book and that I'm gonna adore the shit out of it, and I have high hopes, and I really think it's gonna be amazing. Finally, last but not least, I have Battle Royale by Lucy Parker. I, again, read one book by Lucy Parker in a vlog. It was Pretty Face. I absolutely fell in love, and the second I read that, I was like, I need to have every single one of Lucy's books. But now that I think about it, I actually got this book before I even read that, because I just had such a strong feeling that I would love it. And this is supposed to be, I think, also enemies to lovers and like a baking competition. And that's all that I know. And I think actually it's also Grumpy Sunshine. And like all that together, sign me the fuck up. That is finally it. I am so fucking out of breath. So I'm gonna go drink my bubble tea, watch some shows, rejuvenate, relax, and I'm gonna see you soon. And also, if anyone cares what kind of bubble tea I get, I have entirely fallen in love with passion fruit green tea with lychee jelly. So that is what this is. And yeah, so I hope you all are doing well. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you in another video. Bye!